All right, let's talk about a book that's more than just a book. This is really a love letter to a story that is so sharp, so funny, and just painfully real. You know, if you've ever been in a relationship that got, well, let's just say complicated, then you're going to want to stick around. This one is absolutely for you.
So let's start with this one line. This house is going to save us. This comes from Nicholas Rose, one of our main characters. And honestly, it's the kind of thing you say when everything is falling apart. It's this desperate, maybe even a little crazy promise, a real Hail Mary in the middle of a relationship that has become a total war zone. And trust me, this one line, it kicks off everything. Which really brings us to the big question at the heart of this whole story. I mean, think about it. Can you actually fall back in love with someone you've started to, well, hate? Is it even possible to dig through all that bitterness and resentment to find the person you fell for in the first place?
Okay, so the book we're diving into is You Deserve Each Other by the brilliant Sarah Hogle. It's a contemporary romance, but it completely flips the script. Like if you love the whole enemies to lovers thing, but what if they were already engaged? Yeah, or if you're just a sucker for a good second chance romance, oh man, you are in for such a treat.
All right, so Section 1, a love story in reverse. Let's meet our happy couple? Not so much. We've got Naomi Westfield and Nicholas Rose. And listen, they are engaged, their finances are all tangled up, and that wedding date is coming at them like a runaway train. The only teeny tiny problem? They absolutely cannot stand each other.
And this is where the premise is just pure genius. See, neither of them wants to be the one to actually call it off. And why not? Well, because whoever backs out first has to foot the bill for all the non-refundable deposits. Oh, and face Nicholas's absolutely terrifying mother. So what do? They declare a silent war. A war of attrition fought with petty pranks and mind games, all to make the other person so miserable they'll be the one to finally break.
And you have to see the contrast here. Online, for all the world to see, they are hashtag couple goals, gushing Facebook posts, hashtag marrying my best friend, the whole 9 yards. But then you get them home, and it's just silence. Chilling silence. They're sitting in totally separate rooms, just simmering in this resentment, barely even speaking. And this quote from Naomi just says it all, doesn't it? On Valentine's Day, we sat in separate rooms and tagged each other in gushing Facebook posts. We don't need to say sweet words in person because we know what real love is. Oof. It's just so painfully funny and real. The performance of being in love has totally taken over, and behind the scenes, there's just nothing left. So this tension, it doesn't just simmer, it explodes into an all-out war. And that's what happens, right? When you stop talking, you start doing. And in their case, that means sabotage. Petty, hilarious, glorious sabotage. And their battle plan is just a work of art, really. A masterclass in being passive-aggressive. So Naomi knows Nicholas hates bangs. What does she do? She gives herself the most god-awful bangs you've ever seen. So how does Nicholas retaliate? He sends this huge bouquet of flowers to her office, which her coworkers immediately decide are poisonous. It just keeps escalating, each one trying to top the other, pushing every single button they can find. And this line is just chef's kiss. Nicholas doesn't like bangs? Fantastic. I don't like Nicholas. I mean, come on. It's her official declaration of war. It's so simple, so petty, and just perfect. She's not just going to sit there and take it anymore. She's fighting back, and her own hair is the first casualty. But then, just when the war is at its absolute craziest, the whole battlefield changes. And in this new space, something totally unexpected starts to happen. You start to see these tiny little cracks in the armor they've both built up around themselves. And it makes you wonder, right? What if all that hate isn't really hate at all? I mean, all that energy, all that focus, knowing exactly what buttons to push. What if it's just love that's gotten twisted up and spoiled? What if the love is still there, just buried? The thing that really kicks off the change is this massive, massive gamble by Nicholas. He goes and buys a house, secretly. An old, kind of beat up but super charming house out in the woods. It's a huge move, and it completely yanks them out of their toxic environment and puts them somewhere new, somewhere they can maybe, just maybe, start over. But it's not the house itself that changes everything. It's this one tiny detail. Naomi walks in and she sees a nutcracker on the mantel. And it hits her. Months ago, she made one tiny offhand comment about wanting one, and he remembered. After all this time, all the fighting, he was still listening. And that one little nutcracker, it's like the first crack of light in a dark room. And from there, they start this slow, kind of awkward, but really beautiful process of rebuilding everything. It's not about some big romantic gesture. It's about finding each other again in all these small, honest moments.
So they start sharing things they'd hidden away, right? Like Nicholas's secret world as a big shot online gamer. And then you see them start to defend each other against other people, his mom, her ex-friend. They stop being enemies and they start becoming a team again. They're actually talking to each other, you know? And that biting sarcasm starts to melt away, and you see real honesty come through.
And this all leads up to the moment the book gets its title. It is pure perfection. An old friend of Naomi's just loses it and screams at them, "You two are assholes. You deserve each other." And Naomi, she just smiles and says, "Thanks." And that's it. They take this insult and they wear it like a badge of honor. It's them against the world.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. Our final thoughts on why this book is just a masterpiece. Why does it hit so hard? What can we really take away from it?
I think the big lesson here is just so powerful. It's that true love isn't a fairy tale. It's not perfect. It's about choosing to fight for your person. That resentment is a poison, and the only cure is honesty. And that sometimes, yeah, you have to tear it all down to build something even stronger. The person you love is still in there. You just have to be willing to look for them.
So, our final verdict? You have to read this book. It's been called a welcome punch in the feels, and that's exactly what it is. It will make you laugh out loud for real, and then it'll have you crying on the next page. It's just so smart, so real, and you seriously will not be able to put it down. So for that genius premise, the incredible humor, and just how perfectly it captures what it's like to fall back in love when it feels impossible, we're giving You Deserve Each Other a huge, well-deserved 9.5 out of 10. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I need more of this in my life, don't worry, we got you. If you love the humor and the whole fresh take on romance, you have to pick up The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams. And if you're chasing that emotional, second-chance love story vibe, then Wait for You by Jennifer L. Armentrout is going to be right up your alley.
And that's a wrap on this amazing book. We really hope you enjoyed this little deep dive. If you want more explainers on the stories we love, you know what to do. Make sure you follow and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.